naturally, it's a very important thing for New York City because they will consolidate their recycling, and all of the municipal recycling is going to be channeled through this facility, which is one of the largest recycling facility of this kind in America. In a way, it addresses several very different issues. There is a master planning issue because it was, in the first instance, we had to lay out the program on the site, and while it seems that perhaps the requirements of the facility would lay themselves out, that's never completely the case, right? When you think about circulation and how people, or machines for that matter, move around in space, you have to set them in relationship to one another. And it was absolutely clear from the get-go that the main building, which is called the tipping building, would have to be located in a particular place so as to serve barges that serve the building. Certain aspects, in other words, were very, very, very clearly located. But the visitor center, the administration area, vehicular circulation on the site, and certain green areas, scale buildings, etc., all of them had to be set in a particular relationship. And it was a pleasure to figure out what made sense and why did it make sense in terms of utilitarian purpose on one hand, but also in terms of what was the best use, the best orientation on the site. Frequently, people think of this as a big box structure, and big box structures all look the same. We explored this sort of industrial vocabulary and brought this structure to read on the outside of the building rather than making it internal, and used all industrial materials, pretty much exclusively recycled steel, and made that the vocabulary for the entire site. And it's pretty amusing because you don't even think that everything sort of passes muster through your mind's eye, but the clients and the engineers and everybody else are sort of like, all right, here comes Selldorf again, saying like everything has to be galvanized metal. And it was a very interesting sort of back and forth process that ultimately, in my mind, led to a very elegant layout, if you can use that word in this circumstance. But it balances park landscape, or rather green landscape, to the industrial facility, takes into consideration where children arrive in the visitor center. There's an educational component to the project, and it's coming together very nicely.